Bruce Hurst, my teammate, he's the one that gave me the nickname The Rocket from that game right there, and that obviously stuck. And he also said that they were going to get all the pitchers and load them up on a bus and go down to Columbus, Georgia, and see Dr. Andrews.
Right. What kind of magic does he have?
Yeah. So.
But 2 weeks later, you're on the cover of SI. You have easily one of the greatest years in the history of Major League Baseball. My God, 20 strikeout game. You're the MVP. You're the MVP of the All-Star game. You're the Cy Young. That season ends with an appearance in the World Series. This is a big deal. Boston Red Sox hadn't won still since 1918. You haven't won since your days in college. You're having this all-world year. So the infamous Game 6 at Shea Stadium against the Mets, you're up by a run. You pitch 7 strong innings, and then you get pinch hit for. So just take us through that.
I mean, I was throwing a great game. I think we're on our way. We're cruising. We're doing really well. Crazy stuff was going on. I mean, at one point they flashed on the scoreboard, "Congratulations, world champion Red Sox." I went inside to use the restroom at one point, I think in the 7th, and they got to prepare the locker room for the championship.
Oh, no, really?
And
you saw the champagne and all that?
Champagne. I got my first look at a world championship trophy. It's staring right at me when I walked in the locker room, almost like an omen. I didn't want to see it, so I peel off to the right to go to the restroom.
We know what happens next.
So the emotions from that series was unbelievable. Just because that ball went through his legs, it wasn't the reason that we lost that series. I think it helped me a lot as a professional player, the ups and downs of the emotions of our game.
How hard was that to come that close to the point when the trophy's in your clubhouse, to have it, in essence, taken away from you?
It hurts because, again, I took pride in driving in from my house in Framingham in New England, the 30-minute drive, and I would see all the license plates of the fans coming in to watch me on that day, that given day. And I would pay attention to it. I would hear it from media people that people were trying to count every 5th day when I was starting to come watch. And so you feel like a performer, and you want to do well. And when you don't, it eats at you because I'll go all the way back from how I grew up. That this is my job now. I love it, and I play it because I love the game. And I just enjoyed going to center stage, if you would. Pitching in front of all the fans and trying to do my very best to give them a break from grinding every day at work and trying to make a living, and come to the ballpark, get you a beer and a dog, and let's go.
So you have great individual success after that, but you have the taste as a team, but then that kind of goes away. And I'm wondering how you, being the competitor that you are, with what happened in '86, carry yourself forward, and what are you seeing on this team around you as the team success is not happening?
You're right. It's not a lot of fun to win 20 games or win a Cy Young Award and go home and watch the playoffs on TV. You get a little pat on the back and way to go. You had a great year, and especially where I came from, there was only one way. You win at the University of Texas. That's what you do. You win.
But now, walk us through how things are ending with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, there were some rough years. My numbers were good, and then the new GM came in, and he wanted
Dan Duquette.
Dan wanted his kind of team, I guess. And
he uses the phrase twilight of his career.
I think Duquette's line was, you don't give a 33-year-old pitcher a 4-year deal like that, and he's in the twilight of his career. Well, thank God my twilight was pretty long, because I ended up experiencing a great deal of fun on the baseball field.
So you signed with the Toronto Blue Jays, a 3-year deal in '97, and you were at your best. I mean, it's shocking how good you were with Toronto.
Yeah.
Why Toronto?
Not really. Well,
okay, not really. And you're right, because you were putting up the individual stuff, but you weren't getting wins because the team wasn't as competitive or good as it was earlier in your career.
Yeah, exactly.
You end up winning 2 Cy Young Awards with the Toronto Blue Jays. You go 41-13 in a 2-season span, but they're not a postseason threat, the Toronto Blue Jays. And the next thing you know, here I am, a New York Yankee. And immediately you're in the middle of this team that had just won in '98.